The Batman is one of the best superhero movies ever made.
Yes.
Honestly,
easily.
do you hold this sentiment? I need to know. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you think this too. Is it the best Batman movie?
Bro, I am tied. I'm tied with now Batman Begins. Before it was Dark Knight Rises, but now I'm gonna go Batman Begins and The Batman. Only because with Batman Begins, it does such a good job of telling the origin of, well, one, Batman learning how to fight and everything, and two, Batman becoming Batman.
I appreciate you being a Batman Begins truther because I think that one goes so under the radar so much.
Yes.
Here's the thing. For me, it's always Dark Knight or the Batman. Always. And what I think holds the Dark Knight back isn't a whole lot of things, but I do think it does one thing not super well, and it's the weird stuff with Harvey Dent. I personally don't rock with it. I get it. I understand the point of it. It's not horrible. It's not bad. It doesn't tank the movie. I still think that movie is arguably a 10 out of 10 movie. But like the Batman, I think does so much, and it gets it all so much. This isn't a word. It gets it all so much righter than The Dark Knight does. The Dark Knight tries things, and I'm like, oh, it's good. Oh, it's fine. The Batman does things, and I'm just like, holy balls. Like, you get it. You just freaking know. All the stuff with the Penguin and the Mafia stuff, that brief setup, the way it weaves into, like, the main plot of, like, obviously the main villain being the Riddler so perfectly. Your slight Joker tease at the end of that movie. Like, it's so good at drip-feeding little Batman things for you while also telling a super interesting, compelling story that's just like a murder mystery, yeah. Like a mystery movie. And that's something I think Christopher Nolan never nailed. I don't think he never tries to. But Christopher Nolan never does the whole mystery villain thing. No.
I will give you that.
He never, and that's why I can't hate on him for like, oh, he missed the point. He doesn't try to do it. So I can't be mad that he doesn't do it because it's just not what he wanted. That's not his version of the Batman, and Batman can be so many things. I like when Batman's more mystery focused.
Yeah.
And I feel that Matt Reeves kills the vibes, and he just kills that tension so much better than I think even Christopher Nolan did outside of the interrogation scene with the Joker, where that scene it's perfect.
Oh yeah,
it's so good. But the Batman, well, I don't think it's better. I think has the Paul Dano, or excuse me, the Riddler and the Batman conversation in the prison, which is I don't think it's better, but it's close.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. That's super debatable and actually really close. It's debatable,
yeah.
I think it's close.
And I think it's close. I think for sure it's close. I'm not gonna say it is though. But every scene that the Batman has where, oh my gosh, I think of the scene in the funeral with the guy and he like has the tape. And that is arguably better than most of the things in The Dark Knight. Honestly, I think it might be one of my favorite Batman moments ever. When Batman's just trying to get like do the riddles, and the guy's like freaking out. He doesn't know. It's great. It's so freaking perfect. Plus the tension I think with Catwoman, which by the way, I think Matt Reeves does a better job than Christopher Nolan does with Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises. The ending is good. The payoff is there. But I think I feel the romance so much more in the Batman than I ever did in The Dark Knight Rises.
Well, I think that right there is the reason why I'm so excited for the Batman too. Because that was one thing me and my friends used to argue about a lot when it came to the Batman was, why can this be better than the Dark Knight trilogy? And the thing that I wrestled with was, well, I mean, Robert Pattinson obviously is a better fighter than Christian Bale's Batman. He looks better, he acts better. I think the only difference is I love the hero aspect that Christopher Nolan really puts in there. Because with the Batman, I'm not saying that he isn't a hero, but at the start, and once again, I love the Batman. I think it's really dark, which it needs to be, but he doesn't realize how important his, like how big of a role model he is until like later, which isn't a knock to it. It's just that I really love the story of this Dark Knight Rising. I love it in the Dark Knight trilogy because it really does feel like I'm watching a hero that seems like he is a dark person, but really he's the light in Gotham. With the Batman, it's like it's all dark, which isn't bad, but still needs to work to realize that he really is that dark character. That's the only reason why I'm still iffy on it, but that's why I'm excited for the Batman 2 because they can expand on that.
I see that, but I disagree because of the final scene of that movie.
Oh, that's what I mean.
You know, I think like it's a slow burn of him realizing that. Yeah. Because we're getting a much younger Batman. Where I think begins Dark Knight Rises, they jump between beginning, obviously, probably like a few years later, and then like near the end of whatever, like I don't know what the time gap is, but it feels a lot quicker of a progression. Where I feel like the Batman feels like a Year Zero comic, where it's like, even though it's not technically Year Zero because it's not the start, but like it feels very much like this Batman is so much younger. He's still trying to like get his bearings.
Yeah.
And he finally realizes the kind of hero he needs to be at the end of that movie. And that payoff meant so much more than I think I ever really felt with the Dark Knight trilogy. I honestly think Christian Bale gets overshadowed by his villains. Like when we talk about the Dark Knight movies, I feel like we usually talk about Heath Ledger.
That's true.
You know,
I think it needs that though.
100%. It needs great villains. What movie doesn't? But like, your movie's Batman. Like, you're a Batman movie. Yeah. When I talk about the Batman, I'll go Robert Pattinson absolutely killed it. He's fantastic. His voice is perfect. He feels so much like Batman. When I think of The Dark Knight, I think of Christian Bale's Joker, you need to stop. Like, it's not the same. And I don't think it's anywhere comparable. I think the Batman just does such a good job of nailing all the Batman things while also telling a very compelling story.
That is very true. Like, very true. I'm until I see the Batman Part 2, I still have to hold the Dark Knight trilogy just over it. And obviously that's 3 movies against one. Yeah,
totally.
It's my whole thing with Avatar 1 and 2 being held. I'd prefer Avatar 1 and 2 over a lot of the MCU movies. I do. Almost even the whole MCU. But that's the difference. Like, until we get more, I think I'm just still like Avatar, MCU, and then the Dark Knight trilogy, the Batman.
So you think if Batman Part 2 comes out and it's just as good as the Batman, are you switching up?
Yes, okay. 1,000%. Because once again, I love the world that Matt Reeves created. Like, that was literally picture perfect Gotham.
Yeah.
I love the characters. I love how like dark it is, even though that was my knock, but at the same time I still love it. It's just Dark Knight trilogy different. I think it's going to definitely overpower it. Just like Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to overpower every other Spider-Man movie.
I'm going to go on record and I'm going to say this before we close this, unless you have any final words.
Yeah.
I think The Batman is the best Batman movie. I think Robert Pattinson is the best Batman we've had. Outside of anything animated, because Kevin Conroy is Batman. I'll always say that. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
But live action speaking, Robert Pattinson is Batman. The Batman is the best Batman movie, and I think the Batman is arguably a top 5, maybe top 10. If I'm just thinking about it off the dome, superhero movie of all time.
Top 5 or top 10?
Yeah, like I don't know. I just like if I was naming 10. I could probably Batman should be on the list. Top 5, who knows? I also think The Dark Knight is a top 10 superhero movie, but I think the Batman is over it.
We're gonna have to do a list one day.
Just all like superhero movies.
All superhero movies.
Yeah, we should.
Everyone.
That'd be fun. You know, I was looking. I still have our MCU tier list saved on my computer.
Bro, I want to look at that again. Yeah. I love that. I loved your reactions to everything I was saying. What was the biggest one that you were like mad at? I don't remember.
I literally don't remember. I didn't look at it.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it later.
We will.
But yeah, anything else you want to say on the Batman?
Oh man, I can't wait for the Batman Part 2. I can't wait. Scarlett Johansson is a part of it. Don't know who she's gonna play. It's probably gonna be the Phantasm. But either way, we're gonna be seated for it, and we're gonna love it.